Alright, Bertha guitar solo. Alright, so in early versions of Bertha, the guitar solo is only over the verse section and it's just one time through. But later it evolved to go over the verse, the chorus, and then another verse. So the song is in the key of G. But then when the verse starts, it starts on the C chord, the 4 chord. So the solo starts over the G chord, so we have 2 pickup bars, and then we're going to land on the 4 chord. So for the pickup phrase, Jerry plays this. Which is a really cool phrase. So it's really worth learning, and it's based off of triplets. And if we go up here to 12th position, it's based out of the G major pentatonic scale, or E minor pentatonic, depending how you visualize it. But since we are in G, it's probably better to look at it as a G major pentatonic. But regardless, it's right there out of that familiar shape. So we're going to play 12, 13, 14 on the 5th string, 12, 13, 14 on the 4th, 12, 13, 14 on the 3rd, 12, 13, 14, 15 on the 2nd. So we're taking that shape and we are filling in all the notes. So we begin on beat 2, so 3, 4, 1. So then we land on that 15th fret, and then we play 15 on the 1st, 15 on the 2nd string, 13 on the 1st string, 13 on the 2nd string, 12 on the 1st, 13 on the 2nd. So we have 3, 4, 1. Alright, so again, this is a good phrase to get up to speed. And you'll see that Jerry uses it again, and it's a great pickup phrase. So we have alright, so this next part, it begins on the 14th fret of the 2nd string, which is technically a wrong note. It's probably better to begin on either the 13th or the 15th, but that is what Jerry plays, and it works at this speed and the fact that we're sliding into the 17th fret of the 2nd string, and then we play the 17th fret of the 1st string. Then we have the 15th fret of the 1st string, 17th fret of the 1st string, then we're going to pre-bend on the 17th fret of the 1st string, release, pull off to the 15th fret, then 17 to the 2nd, 15 on the 1st. Then 15 again on the 1st string, 17 on the 1st, then 17, bend up a whole step. Alright, then we keep that note pre-bent, up a whole step, 17th fret, and we release it, and then we have a dead note, and then we play the 17th fret twice, 15th fret, 17th fret of the 2nd string, 15th fret on the 1st, and then we're going to pull off 17, 16, 15 on the 2nd string, 17th fret of the 3rd, 15th fret of the 2nd, 17th fret of the 3rd, and then we're going to hammer from the 15th to the 16th fret. So that sounds like this. And we're going to play this 15th fret of the 2nd string, 16th fret of the 3rd, 17th fret of the 4th string. So that's a G triad descending. So that's that flat 3rd to major 3rd, and then a G major triad descending. Then we're going to play the 17th fret of the 2nd string, and Jerry probably plays it with his pinky, keeping that shape. So we have And then we're gonna hammer on from the 15th to the 16th fret again, that flat third to major third, and then play the 16th fret again. So all that together. Alright, so going from the G chord to the C chord, we're playing a series of descending arpeggios. We have so that's a B minor 7 arpeggio. So we're starting on the 17th fret of the first string, then we're playing 14th fret of the first string, 15th fret of the second, 14th fret of the third. Then we're going to play 17th fret of the 17th fret of the second string, 15th fret of the second, 16th fret of the third, and then the 17th fret of the fourth. So that's a G triad, and that's the 6th, so it's like a G6. Then we're going to play 15th fret of the second, 16th of the third, 17th of the fourth, then 15th fret of the fourth. So that's a G7 arpeggio. And then we play the 14th fret of the fourth string, and that's E. That is our major third of a C chord. So we have, and we're going to play the flat third to major third move, so sliding from the 13th to the 14th fret of the fourth string, and then the root, the 13th fret of the second string. Then we play a muted or a dead string, a dead note on the fourth string, followed by the 15th fret 3 times, and then the 14th fret. So we're kind of, doing a C sus to C move. It resolves nicely. Alright, so what we have here is we're playing the 13th to the 14th fret of the fourth string, so that flat third to major third. Then we have 12, 14 on the third. Then we bend that up a half step, then a full step. And then we have the 12th fret on the third string, followed by 14 and 12 on the fourth, then back to 12 on the third, and 12, 14 on the fourth, 12 on the third, then we play 12 on the third again, then 14 to 12 on the fourth, 12 on the third, then 12, hammer on to 14, back to 12 on the fourth, 12 on the third, 12 hammer on to 14, back to 12 on the fourth. So that sounds like this. Again, slowly. So then we have 13 to 12 on the second string, 14 to 12 on the third, then we have 12 on the second, 12 on the third, 13th fret on the second, 15th fret on the second, play that 15th fret on the second again, followed by the 13th fret on the first. That's a common Jerry move. This is over the C chord, and we're going to play 12, 13, 14, 15 on the first string. So we're starting on the third of C, the E, and we're playing up chromatically to the fifth of C, which is a G. Then we're going to slide from the flat third, the 11th fret, to the major third, 12th fret of C. play that 12th fret again, followed by 13th fret of the second string, which is the root C. And that's a great lick to just get in your fingers and your ears, because you'll hear Jerry play that a lot. Alright, and then we're going to play 15th fret, slide to the 16th to the 17th, and then we're going to play the 15th fret of the first string, 17th fret of the first string, and then we're going to bend that 17th fret up a whole step and back down. Alright, then we play 15, slide to 17 on the second string, 15 on the first, 17 on the first, and this time just a half step bend, pre-bend, release and pull off to the 15th, and 17th fret of the second, 15th fret of the first. Alright, then we have this. Alright, so after we play that, we make a G triad, so we have the 17th fret of the 4th, 16th fret of the 3rd, 15th fret of the 2nd strings, G chord, and we're going to play just the muted strings, followed by the chord, which is, a little lighter than when we do our downstroke, so it sounds like this. Then we're going to bar the 17th frets of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, so we have a C triad. Then we play the G triad 3 more times, and the 3rd time we just slide off, so we have. Alright, and then we're going to bar the 3rd fret to the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and slide that up to the 12th fret. And then we hammer onto a C chord, and then back to the G, and then we go down 2 frets to bar the 10th frets of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, so we have an F. And then back to it, and then we have a C chord. So 10, 9, 8 on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings respectively. And we play that twice, followed by an F chord, so we have the 10th frets of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings barred, and then back to the C. Move that up to the 12th fret, we have a G, and we play that 3 times. And then we have 13th fret to 14th fret on the 5th string, so flat 3rd to major 3rd, and then the 12th fret of the 4th string. And then we're going to play 12 to 14 on the 4th, 12 on the 3rd, and then slide from the 14th to the 16th fret on the 3rd string. Then we have the 15th fret of the 1st string. And then we have a muted note followed by the 17th fret of the 1st string, 18th fret, and then 19th fret twice. And it sounds like this from the chord part. Alright, so for the chorus, we have this. So I've got my first finger on the 12th fret of the first string, then I have my second finger on the 14th fret, and then my third finger on the 15th fret. So that's how I set up. And just bend. So it starts off, it's not completely in pitch. So just bend that 15th fret up slightly, and then release it, and pull off to the 12th fret, and then the 14th fret. So that 14th fret is an F sharp, and that's what we land on when we get to the D of the chorus. So that F sharp is the beginning of the chorus part, and that's the third of our D chord. So we have. So actually, it would sound better for this part because we're going from C, C sharp to D. So if you were to bend the 14th fret up a whole step, release, pull off to the 12th fret, and then play the 14th fret, I think that would work better. But what Jerry's actually playing is this. So try them both out, go with the one that you like the best. So then we're going to pull off from 14, 13 to 12 on the first string, and then the 12th fret, and that's E over our A minor chord. It's the 5th of A minor. And then we pull off from 15, 13 to 14 on the second string, then pull off 13 to 12 on the second string, followed by 14th fret of the third string. And that's over the G chord. So from the C to D part, we have 12th fret of the second string, 14, 12, 11 on the third, and then 14th fret on the fourth string. So that D is when we land on that D over the D chord, and then 12 to 14 on the third string. So far for the chorus we have this. Alright, now over a C chord, we're going to play 14, pull off 12 on the third string, 14th fret of the fourth string. Then we have 12th fret of the second, 14, pull off 12 on the third, 14, 12 on the fourth. Then 14th fret of the third string, then we bend that up a whole step, give it some vibrato, release it, then play 12th fret of the third string, 14th fret of the fourth string. Then we have the 14th fret of the third, 12th fret of the second, pull off from 14 to 12 on the third, and then 14th fret on the fourth. So far, starting from the C to D chord, we have this. Alright, so again, we have a portion of that opening lick. This is 12, 13 to 14 on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. Then we're going to pull off from the 14th to the 13th on the 3rd string, back to 14th fret. Then we have 12, 13 pulled off to 12. So then we have 13 to 15 on the 2nd, 12 to 15 on the 1st, then 15 on the 2nd, 12, 14, 15 on the 1st. So sometimes I play that with my index, ring, and pinky, and other times I play it with my first 3 fingers. I don't know, I guess just do what comes naturally. For some reason, I don't know, sometimes I do one, other times I do the other. It's kind of no rhyme or reason for that. Alright, then we have the 15th fret of the second string twice, followed by the 17th fret. So this is between the verses. So then 15 on the second, 14 on the third, 15 on the second. And then we're going to slide up to the 19th fret of the first string, play that again, and then again with the little vibrato. Then we pull off 19, 18, 17 on the first string, then 17, 16, 15, slide down to 13, and then this is where the second verse starts with the C chord. So let me play the chorus and that interlude part. Sounds like this. Alright, then starting on the second verse, the C chord, we have this. So that's 15, 14, 13, slide down to 12, 13th fret of the second string, then 12th fret of the first, 13th fret of the second. So that series of pull-offs and slides sounds like this. Alright, and then we're going to play so we're still on C, resolving back to the one chord G. Alright, so we're playing 12, 14, 15 on the 5th string, 12, 13, 14 on the 4th, 12th fret of the 3rd, then 14, pull off 13 on the 3rd, and we're going to play 12, 13 on the 2nd string, 13, 15 on the 2nd, then 12th fret of the 1st string, 13th fret of the 2nd. Then we have the 12th fret of the 1st, then 12, 13, 12, hammer on pull off, 15, 13 on the 2nd, and then we're landing on the 12th fret of the 2nd string, and that's where we resolve back to our G chord, or 1 chord, and that's B, the 3rd of G. So we have this. Then we're going to play 12th, or the 10th frets of the 3rd and 2nd strings, sliding into the 12th frets of the 2nd and 3rd string. So that's part of an F chord going to a part of a G chord, so double stops. And then we have open A string followed by a 13, 14 on the 4th, 12, 14 on the 3rd, then 12, 13, 12, 13, 15 on the 2nd, and 12th fret on the 1st string. Alright, we're back to a C chord, and we're going to play this. Alright, so that second part of that phrase is a very common Jerryism, and he plays it on Bertha over the C chord all the time. You'll hear that phrase all the time, but just it's mixed in there differently. Alright, so leading up to that, we have the 13th fret of the 2nd string, the 14th fret on the 3rd, then 14th fret on the 4th, the 12th fret on the 3rd, and we're going to slide from the 14th down to the 12th on the 4th string, pull off from 12 to 10, slide from 10 to 9, and then hammer on from 9 to 10. Alright, so that's the root C for our C chord. And if you take a look at a C chord right here, our F shape, we have 10th fret of the 4th, 9th on the 3rd, and then 8 on the 2nd and 1st. We have some enclosure going on. So we have, so we're going to play 10, 8, 9. So we're enclosing that 3rd of a C chord. So we have a neighbor tone, B up to C. Then we have 10, 8, 9. Then we have 10th fret of the 2nd, 7 on the 2nd, 8 on the 2nd. We're enclosing the G. Then 10, 7, 8 on the 1st, enclosing the C. Then we slide from the 10th up to the 12th. So you'll see on the tab, it goes 10, 11, 12. If you listen to the recording of the show, Jerry has a much subtler slide, a much slower slide, but I'm just sliding right in there. So we have, and then we have the 10th fret of the 1st string, so that's D, 5th of G. Then we have the 12th fret of the 2nd string, B, the 3rd of G, twice. Alright. So we have the 10th fret sliding into the 12th fret on the 4th string, followed by the 12th fret of the 2nd string. So that's the 6th interval right there, and that's the 5th, the 3rd of the G chord. Then we do this cool move. Then we land on 5th fret to the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, so that's a C triad. Then we're gonna hammer on 6 to 7 on the 5th, that's flat 3rd to major 3rd, 5 to 7 on the 4th, 5th fret on the 3rd, 7 slide up to 9, then the 8th fret at the 1st string. Then we're gonna bend the 10th fret of the 1st string up a whole step to E. Release that, play the 8th fret. Then we're going to bend the 10th fret of the 2nd string up a whole step. Then we release that, play the 8th fret of the 2nd string, 9th fret of the 3rd, and then back to 8th fret on the 2nd. So that sounds like this. Alright, then the 19th fret on the 1st string, we have triplets. We play it 4 sets of triplets. Then we're going to pull off 19, 18, 17, slide down to 15. 17th fret on the 2nd string. Then we have 17th fret on the 1st string, bend up a whole step, back to 17th fret. Alright, then we're going to slide into the 16th fret on the 3rd, 15th fret on the 2nd. And into the chorus. Alright, let me play that last section.